Welcome back. I'm Kim Bailey, she's Fulyana Osborne, and this is Inside Exec. Today we're talking about internal transfers, the benefits and the challenges. And I will go first because I know that otherwise I won't get a word in.
I think you're doing all right, Kim. It's okay.
I do much better when we're doing this via Zoom. In person, it was much more difficult to get a word in. Internal transfers. Now, early in my career, I did work for a number of large organisations where internal transfers were the way, that you moved around the organisation, through the organisation, up the organisation ranks. But internal transfers, I think we might split into two categories where you are transferring area to area but at the same level of employment, and then transfers where it involves a change in direction, a promotion, or a different focus. So if we look at the same level, perhaps it comes under the guise of professional development, internal transfers, and look at that first of all. The benefits and the challenges. We'll do the benefits first. Benefits are that you're broadening your understanding of the organisation, of how it works, and where you fit or your skills fit into the organisation. And it gives you an opportunity to see where you might like to focus your career that you perhaps hadn't considered before for all sorts of reasons, or where you've got skills that you can contribute that you didn't think would be of benefit to the organisation. The challenges can be depending on how long those placements are for, whether you settle into a team, whether you feel like you're contributing, or whether you are viewed as, or you're just the rotational person, so we'll just give you this stuff to do so you don't really get into a longer term project or a way that you can contribute. So that's the transferring at the same level internally. If you're transferring to another area altogether and perhaps at the same level, but it's a longer term thing, so it's a move from one area to another with no return path at that point in time, I think that that's a move that needs a lot more consideration, because you need to have done the cost benefit analysis of that activity to make sure that it's going to give you what you want, as well as you being able to contribute in the best way that you possibly can. The benefits obviously are much the same, is that you get to see another part of the organisation, you feel like you're contributing to a different part of the organisation. But I think the challenges there are greater because there's more opportunity for you to feel like you haven't made the right decision and that there is no path back to where you were before, that the unknown is greater in those situations than it might otherwise have been, even though you can do all of the background and check on where you're going and what you're going to be able to do. But it is a challenge in itself, and it is about re-establishing yourself and your credentials and your contribution, and all of that you need to be very confident of and aware of, and know how you're going to do that before you do the transfer.
Maybe I can talk a bit about the benefits and the challenges for the person in charge of the unit, so managing a team. If you look at the benefits, a lot of them are similar to what a person gets. If you're looking at your team, so you've got a good team, they're performing, they're doing really well. The challenge is you move them on to get more skills, etc., which is good, but it leaves you vulnerable in that team. So that's a challenge, is where you lose at least for a period of time, for a short-term transfer to a permanent transfer, you're losing good people. Now, that is doable still, even though that's the biggest challenge. It's doable in that if you do it in a planned way, in a planned program way, you could do that. The benefits way outweigh the challenges in that you have a workforce that is much more skilled and more versatile. Retention is better for the organization, so you're not losing people as much as before. So you're retaining them because they feel they're getting more skilled. They're getting the opportunity to learn broader skills and knowledge of the organization. Of course, that means you can get those people back in the near future or in the long term as the next management level in your team. So even though it's not immediate return in some cases, you're also a recipient of advantages of other teams that come to you. Yes, the challenge and the immediate discomfort, if you like, and the immediate maybe being able to deliver. But if you do that in an organized way, so you don't transfer 2 or 3 people at once, obviously, if you plan it so that everything is got processes, procedures, and documented, and training and handover, then it makes that transition, again, long or short term, done. But for the individuals, I think Kim covered all those benefits of growing your skills, being able to get more confidence, understanding how things hang together as an organization. So the benefits are bigger for the organization as a whole, for the individuals, and for the managers, with some short-term pain for the individuals and the managers. Having said that, as an organization, you want to be known for growing the skills of your team. If I go to that organization, yes, I get paid well, I get to do that job, but I also get the opportunity to learn more. It is a bit harder in some areas which needs technical and qualification. And in that case, what you do with that is, again, put it back to the employee. If you want to get into that arena, then you can maybe get subsidy for training, and you can do the course in your own time, etc. So we know that you can't transfer across the board without qualifications for some roles, the general roles, and you can, whether it's a sales role, an operational role, etc. You can. If it is a technical, it's a particular information technology development piece for a specific software, well, again, that's very, very unique, and you have to learn it, and you've got to get qualified to doing it.
I'll just go on a bit of a tangent. If you're a manager or a team leader and you've got a group of people that are the stay puts, who don't look to move, don't look to transfer, don't look to do anything other than be in this team, and you have a desire to bring in new thinking and new skills, how do you manage the criticism from the stay puts that you're continuously bringing in new people and it's disruptive to the team, and it's, yes, we get results, but why can't we just have a team that stays the same? Because this is the work we do.
You're talking about those people that do not want to grow their skills and go elsewhere. I think that the answer to that is to say, look, we do need people in certain roles that don't want to move around, but not all the roles are like that. And we need to keep feeding into the group. So for us to be effective, yes, it might be disruptive, and it is your choice to stay here and not to gain new skills and that. And we're accommodating that. But in general, we need to have a versatile workforce. Otherwise, the competition and your job will be affected. If we're not performing in this bit, it affects the organization as a whole, and then it affects the effectiveness of the organization, and then it affects the business results, and then competition takes over. So we all have to do our bit. Yes, have the discomfort, but don't shy away from explaining it and from saying, look, horses for courses, and we're respecting that you choose that. That doesn't mean if everybody does that, we become stale, we become outdated, and we won't move forward.
Would you ask why they find it disruptive?
Yes, absolutely. And guessing here is just new. It's disruptive because it's new. Their part hasn't changed, but they probably will maybe think, I have to train another manager or another team member now. Oh, I've just got her knowing what to do there, and now he's come in and I have to teach him and all of that. With that, if I figured that out and the person kind of said it in a roundabout way, I would actually use that to advantage and talk about how, in this case, you're really brilliant as how you impart information and give them credit for what they have been doing, recognizing that they keep training other people as well. And again, find the benefits of what they're doing and recognize them and rewarding them for it in whatever reward system you have.
So actually turning it around to making it being a positive, making it be something that is the reason why people want to join this team, is that they're attracted to the team because they want to be trained by you because you're the best at this particular thing, and we don't want you to move because that input for the people coming through is invaluable.
Yeah.
I think we probably covered that in terms of looking at it from both sides of the fence, whether you're the team leader or the person being the transferee. So we'll leave that there. But if you've got a situation that you're concerned about or a question in terms of that, because it's quite a big area and every situation is different, we talk generally about our experience in organisations from both sides of the fence, please let us know. But for now, I'm Kim Bailey, she's Fulyana Osborne, and this is Inside Exec.